Welcome to Prime Debate. For long, Hollywood fed the world with the invincibility of the United States. That myth got a deathly blow on September 11th, 10 years ago. Then followed retribution, the attacks on Afghanistan, Iraq, and death and destruction beyond count. Quietly and firmly, however, Washington set its own house in order too. Intelligence got a total makeover, new tight homeland security laws were put in place. The US has been terror-free at home at least since 9/11. And again, the world's been taught how to secure your home lessons by the superpower. India has seen terrorism from close quarters like few countries have, yet we remain a nation almost at peace with violence and death. What is with us that it is so difficult to put even simple systems in place? Why do we just refuse to learn from 9/11 and after, even though our own 26/11 should have shaken us beyond doubt?
It's been 10 years since the destruction of the World Trade Center towers. The attack did not just leave America traumatized, but for the rest of the world, terror was now an established phenomena. A shaken American government responded strongly to 9/11 attacks. The immediate step to revamp internal security. Since 9/11, America has not suffered a single large-scale attack. Not because America is lucky or because terrorists backed off, but America's counter-terrorism measures have been highly effective. One of the most frequently heard comments in the run-up to 9/11 anniversary is we must not become complacent. But even before the 9/11 attacks, India has experienced terror strikes, and in the past decade, the severity has only increased. Most have involved indiscriminate bombings in public places, and some have been coordinated armed assaults on multiple sides. The government seems clueless after every attack, just waiting for the terrorists to strike back, and that too at will.
And to discuss this issue, we have in our studios Mr. V.K. Kapoor, former ADGP Haryana, Professor S.K. Sharma, former member National Security Advisory Board, Major General J.S. Malli, and Professor Rakesh Datta, Chairman, Defence and National Security Studies, Punjab University. Well, Mr. V.K. Kapoor, if I do begin with you, it's been a decade since 9/11 in America, and they have been able to control terror attacks. Somehow in India, we haven't been able to manage any control whatsoever.
Actually, madam, the Indian temperament is slightly passive, Our ethos is such, we live in defensive mode, It takes a long time to register. Whereas Americans, Israelis and others, they are in an operational mode. They are always prepared. Though India has seen it, and we are more vulnerable than others also, but we don't have that mode when we react, you see. So that is the main problem. Indian ethos promotes denial, passivity and living defensively, and so we depend on God more than on the things.
Yeah. Professor Sharma, would you...
I don't think it is not right to say that America didn't have. There were attempts. They were lucky that in the time scare it didn't. The person who had the boots in the aeroplane, otherwise they would have had the attacks. You can't compare India with America. Right. We have a porous border. From Bangladesh, it takes 150 takas to move the person from one side to other. These are the official rates of crossing, and 20 takas for a you could say cow to go from one side to the other. So we have a 4,000 kilometer porous border. We have a porous border with Nepal. We have a porous border everywhere. Right. So from that particular point of view, the situation is there. It is that in America everybody has a number. You see, social security number. Here anybody will pay just 100 rupees to get a ration card, and if it is a city like Chandigarh, maybe it is 500 rupees. So we can't compare, but keeping in view our problems, I think we have not done badly as people think so.
Yeah. Okay, keeping that aside, keeping that, okay, America has national security numbers, they're a little more advanced as far as we are concerned. But getting back to the real issue, do you feel, Major General, that we don't have a collective consciousness as far as terrorism is concerned? Like, it's more like, it's not my problem, it's your problem, so you deal with it.
Yeah, is it to some extent, I tend to agree with you. But I would like to stress the point which is made by Mr. Kapoor. And that is the defensive attitude. I fully agree with him. not only defending, we are reacting to all the situations. Never have we thought of a proactive or a preemptive approach. The Brits, you know, they've infiltrated the Muslim modules in England, and before the thing could happen, they already knew. We have done no such thing. We have got nothing to do with terror audit. In the army, you know, we have an audit as to how many groups are operating in your area, and you know, what are their bases, who are the men. This is the job of the internal security. They must now at least infiltrate those modules so that, you know, before anything can happen, we should be able to preempt it. So we are having a reactive policy, we should have a proactive policy. That will, I think, at least offset our defensive attitude.
Right.
You know, if I take that clue further, we have that, you know, indigenous module of terror, right from the days of 60s, but the world didn't see that. But over the period, our approach has been, like as you said, like, is it my problem or is somebody else's problem?
Yes.
Right? What in our case, what we have done is, we somehow as Americans after 9/11, they took charge of the situation. We have not done it.
Yeah.
Now we wanted somebody else to do it on our behalf. Like we've been taking terror from Pakistan, we wanted Americans to declare Pakistan as a terrorist state.
Yes, yes.
We wanted Americans to declare Pakistan as a rogue state. I mean, there was after Qasab 26/11 was also, it said like we could go away with the judicial process and then, you know, do hang him or whatever reason that we were to do it. But, and in that case they said if India declare Pakistan as an enemy state, you know, we could circumvent all those procedural efforts, which we didn't. We can't even say Pakistan as our enemy. We don't call China as our adversary state. You know, there's a problem inherent with us because we want, you know, we were party to global war on terrorism. So every country, whatever is there to them in terms of any threat assessment, they do it on their, you know, level. Israelis. I mean, they said we are under existential threats. So whatever is anything coming on them, we have to fight it out.
Yeah. But Mr. Kapoor, do you think that it would be a fair assessment that a lot of our problem would be solved if we said, okay, Pakistan is a rogue state?
Oh yes, yes, absolutely, and we go after it. We go after it. Now you see, we have all the evidence. I have seen on television former ISI chief Amit Gul saying this thing, कि हमारे 10 आदमी ऐसे तुम्हारा क्या हाल कर दिया, अगर 1000 भेजें क्या करोगे? They think that we are cowards. I mean, there's a limit to which you can keep on tolerating it. We know what we say, we are looking up to America, we are looking here and all. And we have an excellent army, highly professional army, and they're prepared to do it.
So what is lacking here?
Political will.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Political
say.
will.
Unless until that takes charge of the situation, nothing can be done. You know, it's not that we don't have. We have military, we have paramilitary, we have state forces, we have armed police. But what good they are unless until you give them something to do.
You know, at the same, yes.
I would like to differ. You
Yes,
see,
yes.
America is a partner for Pakistan. All the modules which are going all over the world, even now, you see, only yesterday there was, you see, they say that 3 people from Pakistan have been able to come. They have their UAVs, they have their everything, but have they been able to ensure that from Pakistan, terror doesn't move it? So I think this is a myth by saying that if we attack Pakistan, we will be able to do it. It is not. We have to set our own house in order.
Right.
And already efforts are on. If you look at it, that the recent blast which has taken place in High Court, within 40 minutes, all the injured, they were in the hospital. By evening, the sketches were out. And by next day, all area has been sensitized. So it is not that. Our problem was that there was not a unified command. No national intelligence grid, only few days ago, you see, the cabinet has. That was the one which was lacking. National Center for Counter-Terrorism, you see, that was lacking. That was the USA. USA already, there was a tough between FBI and CIA. Same was here. Here is a turf war also. So now we are moving slowly but surely. I think it will take a time, the problem which we have.
So the problem is that, you know, we are in a habit of creating new and new agencies rather than strengthening the existing ones also. That's our problem.
I agree. We need to empower our intelligence.
You know,
Also,
in case if we are
between the centre and the state, is there a lack in coordination? There seems to be a lack in coordination at every step that we see.
The Constitution 355 says that the centre has the authority to go in. But the 7th schedule 246 1 and 2 say you can't send military, you can't send. So up till now there has to be this dichotomy has been. You see, already people are saying that it should be amended, but the states won't allow it. So
the very facts that we created NIA. You know, NIA was created, and now the Home Minister was asking these neighbouring states around Delhi to let this pursuit efforts goes on.
And you see,
he made a point to these
whenever
states.
there is such a thing, no state will refuse.
Yeah, I'm sure no state
see,
will.
nobody likes
No,
to
but
put
what
it
happens in central Delhi? This particular attack, the one a few days ago.
This is what I'm saying. You see,
Was it lack of intelligence completely?
Failure. I want lack of intelligence failure.
Yeah.
And that job was done by high-class professionals because they knew they'll put it here because there was no CCTV.
Yes.
That means somebody has done the recce.
Yeah.
So that is those terror modules are being managed by high-class professionals, top-class professionals. So they have to be dealt with like that, you know. As Jalsa said, we have to penetrate and then destroy it. Simple. Because there are enemies, you know.
Yeah,
ordinary man is not trained for that, but they are trained, we are trained, they are trained.
So then why did we have intelligence failure in the first place? If we have trained people in place.
We have trained people, but as I say, there is a political will, there is lacking.
Yes,
there is a systemic failure in the whole intelligence this thing. There was some improvement done after 26/11.
Yes.
But yet they are saying that to build up a system, it takes time.
It takes time, yeah.
Now they started a new counter-terrorism force,
Right.
as you know, what the Home Minister was saying yesterday.
Yes.
And he says we have started training 1,000 people. Then in the next 1 year we are making brick by brick. So at the moment, I think even he tried to amalgamate all the agencies, all the int agencies, so that everybody's inputs come into one central base. And I think one chap out of the whole lot used to brief the Home Minister. I don't know whether that is happening and how it is happening, but all were fighting their turf wars. They were not coordinated at all. So integrated approach has to start, where a system is in place, intelligence is in place, laws have to be in place. I would say our laws are so, they are for the terrorist. Our anti-terrorism law, our punishment after is not deterrent enough. Look at Qasam. He's been seen on TV shooting people, and our laws are not still there to prosecute him.
So similar with Bhullad and so many
You see,
others.
it is a knee-jerk reaction, and then politics comes on. You see, we do this thing, vote bank politics.
Yes.
Either you play vote bank politics or you handle terrorism. So, I mean, Israel should be our role model.
So do you think people will now again, like the Anna Hazare movement that took up, they'll again be so fed up with terrorism that is attacking